Welcome to Cavallo AI Transaction Alert Analyst. I'm Mélanie Dagenet, Director of Financial Crime Compliance.
And I'm Guillaume Colli, Director of AI and Analytics.
Transaction monitoring is a critical task for detecting activity that doesn't align with the customer risk profile, shows money laundering red flags, or deviates from normal patterns. Transaction monitoring often generates high volume of alerts, many of which are false positive, resulting in a low relevancy rate and a small percentage leading to STR. If you're overwhelmed by alert, this agent can help you reduce volume and focus resources on high-risk cases. Cavallo technology introduces a cutting-edge AI-powered transaction monitoring agent designed to analyze vast amount of data and deliver precise assessment of potential transaction risk. Our solution leverages the latest investment in AI and large language model, centralizing client information for more efficient analysis. This enables you to focus on the most critical risk and allocate resources where they matter the most. The agent not only streamlines and standardizes your analysis and STR processes, but also significantly reduces the time required to complete them. Audit ready, this transaction monitoring agent helps you mitigate risk with confidence. Let's take a closer look. So here's the app. The data that was used was synthetically created. And also good thing to know is that this lookout could also be customized for your institution. So let's take a case. So we select a transaction that was generated by your current alert system. Once selected, you do analyze transaction. The agent will then gather, like I said earlier, it centralizes all the required information in order for your analyst to have a very concise summary of the client customer profile of past transaction, and then will provide you with a very concise narrative summary for your analyst to then be able to decide if this was indeed a false positive. Does this require enhanced due diligence, or should this be reported as an STR? So currently, the agent has already collected all the required information. So you have the client party ID, you have also the alert that was generated in your alert system. In this case, it was inbound amount of over $100,000, the threshold being $100,000, the transaction alerted. You will also have the analysis window that the alert was generated on. Again, here, that's the rule name, the rule triggered the time and date, and this is very hard data that's collected from the agent in order to provide you with this summary. What the agent also does, which is very interesting, is that it will rate the risk of the transaction of being suspicious. So low, medium, high. This way you can allocate more concisely your resources and ask them to start with the riskier one. So let's have a look. So this is the summary that the agent is providing. So in this case, the agent is telling you the information. So that's the summary part, and then you have the detailed part, right? So the summary is about a transaction that was flagged because it was over threshold of $100,000. It tells you the deposit was received by whom, on which date. It also tells you about the customer profile. In this case, it was a casino. So it will take into consideration if this is standard behavior from this customer. In the case of a casino, it would be regular pattern to see high amount deposits. It will also tell you how many deposits of the same amount occurred in the past in a past, let's say 6 months or 1 year, depending on what your institution will decide. And then it's going to also give you all kinds of different percentages. Like in this case, it says that the transaction was conducted via ACH, the entity's exclusive channel, and occurred during non-business hours. But it will tell you that for a casino, this is standard activity, right? To operate outside of the regular business hours. It will then also tell you if the deposit was made from a high-risk jurisdiction. It's going to summarize if the client has sanctions against it, if there's adverse media that was processed on them, if there was a previous STR that was generated. So all information that a financial institution must take in consideration when analyzing an alert. It's also going to give you a conclusion. So in this case, it says there are no indicator of structuring, layering, or obfuscation. Given the alignment with expected commercial activity, the absence of red flag, and the consistency with prior high-value transaction, there are no reasonable ground to suspect money laundering or terrorist financing risk. At this stage, your analyst will then decide if there should be enhanced analysis, if this is a false positive, or if it should be done as an STR. We could be adding some button here depending on the required option or desired option. So for you to better understand how this summary was produced, this is the information that the agent went to go get from all kinds of different systems. So you could have your KYC system, your case management system. You could be taking it from external databases, websites. So the agent took it, centralizes it, provides the summary, and then you have the detailed information. Let's say you would want to have more information. In this case, it tells you what type of account is this, what was the intended use of this account, what's the client assets, the source of funds, etc. Here you have all the detailed of the alert, so that was generated from your alert system. These are the historical transactions that were analyzed by the agent in order to see if this is regular pattern or if there's a change in the client's behavior. You also have the context of the transaction. And then at the end, it's going to tell you if it identifies a typology, and it's going to tell you what typology was identified. And here is all of the historical transaction that we're taking into consideration. So it's a lot of information. Your financial institution could decide that the agent will only use the summary, but if enhanced due diligence is required, all this additional information could be very useful. Like I said, these information could all be customized, and we're now I'm gonna give the micro to Guillaume. He's gonna look into the framework in more details with you.
Thanks, Melanie. Great stuff. So I'm not going to spend too much time on the diagram, but as Melanie said, really the agent knows about the different alerts. In this particular case, we've implemented 5 different alert types. Gathers the data, gathers the metrics, really builds the narrative, and then kind of classifies into low, medium, high risk. So this is really again, we've shown a demo to demonstrate the capability, what the agent can do, and how, the inner working of what can be, the inner working of the agent, and the details can be really useful to go and kind of review each result and look at all the details. But really the main use case for this is to be plugged in right after the transaction monitoring on each alert, and actually runs automatically on each alert. So your compliance fin crimes analyst will go and review the results of the agent rather than build the narrative themselves. So we can get to the next slide. So two things here, as I said. The main thing that the agent does is the STR narrative. You can keep it as there, and your agent kind of decides, do I do an STR or not? There's always human in the loop in our processes and our agent. And it can also be used as an alert prioritization where maybe there's 20,000 alerts that ran overnight or today, and you need to focus and spend more time on those that the AI agent has prioritized as high risk, and then start looking at the medium and low risk later on. As Melanie said during the demo, the agent looks at all the data available, so client profile, the details on the alert, the data, most importantly, transaction data, historical transactions, so actually pulls the right information, the right hard data, computes the metrics, and gets all that information for the decision. And really, there could be an option also to automatically maybe file in STR for the high risk that the agent identified. So lots of things. Again, the demo is really to demonstrate capabilities, but we would work with your team, your compliance and AML and fin crimes team to adjust, refine all these tools, all these levers within the tool to make something that fits your risk appetite and integrates with your systems. So where we are, quickly, Cavallo, we're a data and AI company. We do 4 things really well. We do data engineering, that really builds the foundation of the data. We do data science and AI, kind of on top of this data, and cybersecurity and software around those practices to make sure that what we do is secure and private. And then we have a specialization in financial crimes with Melanie's expertise. We're building those very useful tools, and we deliver high impact data solutions for you and your companies. We are a Databricks partner, so all what you've seen today has been developed in Databricks, and we're really happy to chat with you. Thank you very much, and I hope to chat soon.